Hello everyone. So, I bought this jacket last year. It's a quilted jacket. It is reversible and it's a children's size large, which is why the arms feel kind of tight for me. But I love this jacket. Like, it is a beautifully made jacket. See, here's the quilting detail. There's these little teeny tiny pockets that are so just adorable. It has buttons to close it, which like I can, hold on, I'll show you. See, like I can wear this closed. It does technically fit me, but it is tight and it's mostly in the arm region. It is also a little tight around the bust, but I think most of that is coming from the tugging in here. So with that, sorry, that was like so dramatic. I'm going to turn this into a vest. Also, just let me show you the other side, because the reversed side is also fantastic. Here's the other side. Isn't this so cute? See, it's like has these adorable blue flowers with yellow leaves. I love this jacket. I think it's fantastic. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to seam rip the sleeves out, and then I'm going to cut the sleeve holes to be slightly larger. That way I'm not having as much tightness and tugging right here. And then somehow I'm going to have to figure out how to make a bias tape. This is bias tape that's around the edge here, to go around this edge. I've never made bias tape before, and I'm thinking that I could hopefully do it with the sleeve material. I'm going to consult the sewing people in my life, the people in my life who are good at sewing. I'm going to ask them what their advice is, and then I'm going to go from there, because ideally I would only use fabric from this, that way it matches. Otherwise it's going to look weird. It won't match. Anyway, so this is the jacket. I just think it's so precious, but again, I never wear it because the sleeves are too tight on me. So yeah, let's make this into a vest. Okay, hi, it's been a few days and I have removed the sleeves, so let me show you. Also, I know I was wearing this shirt in the last clip, but I promise I don't just wear this every day. I just happen to also wear it today, okay? It's clean. It's clean. I happen to also wear it today, I promise. So, this is what we're looking like. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, I actually love this as a vest. I knew I would, but it's perfect. And I'm kind of wondering if I really do need to make, well, I guess I probably should make these armholes a teeny bit bigger, just because once I put the bias tape on, it'll be a little bit thicker. My real conundrum now is how, number one, I've never made bias tape. Usually, well, you can make bias tape and you can buy bias tape, but I want to buy, this is a no buy thing. I'm not buying anything. I'm only using stuff that I have to make this. Where was I going with that? Oh, the conundrum part about it though is that I've never made bias tape, so I think I'll watch some YouTube videos. I texted my sister and asked her for advice. She hasn't texted me back. But she also, you know, like, works a full-time job and is a mother and is busy and is a wonderful human, so that's fine. So, like, I know I can, like, figure out how to make bias tape. It can't be that difficult to make some bias tape, right? But the other conundrum I'm facing is that I feel like I should probably make these armholes a little bit bigger, although they feel really comfortable to me right now. Although I wonder, hold on. I'm just going to put on, let's see. I'm going to put on a long sleeve shirt this is an example of something I would wear with this vest, and see if the long sleevedness makes a difference. Looks great over my other white shirt, but let's see if that makes a difference in how tight it feels. Because the last thing I want to do here is have it still be uncomfortable and then not wear it. See, that does tighten it up. That does tighten it up a little bit. So I do need to make these armholes a little bit bigger. The question is how big? How do I know how big, and how do I make it even? I could start by just like measuring 1/2 inch and then drawing on it. I don't think I have any like sewing chalk or anything, but I can find something to draw on this with that can wash out. But I could measure like 1/2 inch in, draw that line to follow the shape, and then cut it and see if that feels good, and then go from there. Does that seem smart? You can't help me because by the time you're watching this, I've either figured it out or I've given up. I'm not gonna give up, I promise. I just feel like that maybe is a good way to do it. Like, start small, go from there, because I feel like 1/2 inch is going to be enough. Like, I feel like that's going to be a fine amount to work with. Because with a short sleeve shirt like this, it feels comfortable. But how much am I going to be wearing a vest with a short sleeve shirt? Like in the springtime and in the fall time, maybe I would. But I'm not going to wear a vest in the summer. That'd be too hot. In the winter, I'll wear it with like a sweater or a long sleeve shirt. What's my plan? Here's my plan. This is my plan. I am going to, number 1, watch a few YouTube videos on how to make bias tape. Number 2, measure 1/2 inch in and mark it with something. I bet there's chalk. I could just use regular chalk. And I'm sure there's some somewhere in our garage. We've got lots of supplies of things. Number 3, cut that 1/2 inch out. See how it feels. Number 4, hope my sister texts me back. So we'll check in after that. Okay, so I've done this side. I don't know if you can, oh yeah, you can see it. So I just found this white colored pencil, and I just measured 1/2 inch all the way around. I think that's going to work. So I'm going to do it on this side now and just show you. I mean, it's really simple. I think it'll work. My sister still hasn't texted me back, you guys. I think it'll work. I think it'll work. Let's do that. Okay, I'm watching Cozy K, always. Check her channel out, she's like awesome. If you haven't heard of her, you probably have, because she has 264,000 subscribers, and I have like, how many, 300? Do I even have that many? How many do I have? I have 312. So you have probably definitely heard of her if you are watching my videos. Anyway, all that to say, I marked it. You can actually see it so much better on camera than in real life. I marked 1/2 inch and out on both sides. I'm scared to cut it. I think that probably the best way for me to cut this would be with a rotary cutter, which I know I have, but it's in my attic. So finding it will be a feat in and of itself. And I only have like 10 more minutes before I really need to like get ready to go, get my husband from work, and wake my kids up from their nap, and get them all loaded up in the car and everything. So I probably shouldn't go look for it now. So maybe that's where I'll stop for today, because I have it marked. Then I can tell my sister that's what I've done, and she can give me advice from there. Maybe in this 10 minutes I can watch some videos about bias tape, or maybe I'll just keep watching this Cozy K video and I'll figure out bias tape information later. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'm actually feeling pretty good about the 1/2 inch method thing that I just did. The key will just be that, like, obviously this is a reversible vest and they aren't connected. And so I think the key will just to be to make sure that they stay even. But I did, for Christmas, hold on, let me show you. For Christmas, my sister-in-law got me these sewing clips. So I think that I could, like, clip it together so that it stays together, and then it still won't affect where I'm cutting, which is right here. So I think maybe that's what I'll do. That's what I'll do in these next 10 minutes. I'll make sure everything is clipped together. That way when I cut it, they're even. And I'll check in with you hopefully tomorrow. Hopefully it will only take me one day to figure some of these things out, and we'll go from there. Okay, good news everyone. My sister texted me back. Yay! Long live Sarah. So, I have figured out some things about bias tape. Bias tape, if you don't know. Listen, am I the authority on this? No, I am not. But this is my understanding. Bias tape is the bias. So, this is no stretch. Well, I mean, it is a little teeny bit, but no stretch. Stretch this way. So, the bias is the diagonal, okay? So, I was talking to, again, glorious Sarah, and I was like, how do I know how to fold this though? Because it's a weird shape, because it's a sleeve. And she was like, girl, the quilting lines are along the bias, so just use those as a guide. So she's a genius, and that's why I consult her every time I do something. Every time I do one of these projects, a few things happens. First thing, I wish that Sarah lived nearer to me, because she's very smart and she's very good at crafting, and she always knows more than me because she's older and more experienced. Second thing that happens, I stress her out with how chaotic I am in my crafting journey. So yeah, that's where we are. This is what the sleeve looks like undone. So I'm going to cut some strips with this, and then I don't know if I'll have to undo the other sleeve or not, or if this will be enough. I guess we'll find out. And then basically you fold it into quarters. That way the raw edges are on the inside, and then you put it on the edge, and then you can choop, stitch it on up. So that's where we're at right now. I need to find my rotary cutter and pray that I have a mat, because I was thinking about it last night and I don't think I do. Here's what happened. I was borrowing my mom's rotary cutter, and then I moved and I stole it. I don't know if she knows that. She doesn't use it that often, which is why she probably didn't realize that it was gone. But I don't know if I also stole her cutting mat or if I just stole the rotary cutter. So yeah, sorry Mom. That's where I'm at. I'm gonna go try and locate my rotary cutter, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so in order to make the bias tape, we need to measure the bias tape that's already on the sweater, and then times that by 4, because you're folding it into quarters. So we get our measuring tape, we line it up. It's kind of hard to see here because of the metal. I found it easier to move it down a little bit, and then that is 3/4 of an inch. So 3/4 of an inch quadrupled is 3 inches. So then we take our piece. This is the sleeve piece. and measure 3 inches. What's so great about this quilting being along the bias is that I can just line it up and see that 3 inches equals 4 of these like quilting diamond things. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mark the longest piece I can get with 3 inches, and then we'll see if that's long enough, and if not, we can cut another piece and sew them together to make it longer. And there is also the other sleeve still, so we do have some fabric to work with. Okay, here's where I'm at. I have all of the bias tape strips cut out. I cut out 2 of the like longest strip I could get, and then 2 that are shorter. That way if the long one isn't quite long enough to go all the way around the armhole, then I can just sew them together to make it a little bit longer. And I watched a few videos on how to do that. But I'm going to pause there for today because my kids have been asleep for a long time. So I bet they're going to wake up soon. And I'm not getting out a sewing machine with my 2-year-old and my almost 11-month-old baby. It's just not. It's not worth it. Okay? So, I will honestly probably get back to this on Monday. Today is Friday. The weekends are usually kind of crazy. And everybody's home and stuff. And so, I'll probably will see you again on Monday. And then I bet we can finish it because, which maybe that's a little ambitious of me to say that, but all we have to do is fold these, iron them, and sew them. Allegedly, that should be pretty easy. Oh yeah, I also haven't cut these holes, which I don't have my rotary cutter. I don't know where it went. I couldn't find it. So maybe I'll just cut them with scissors and hope for the best. And then I think also what I'm going to do, before I stitch the like bias tape binding, I'm just going to do a quick stitch to hold them together, because that's how it was on the inside of the sleeve when I took the 2 like reversible sides apart. There was just like a little stitch holding it together and then the bias tape binding, and I think that's a smart way to do it because that way it's holding it in place for you. So that's what's up. I think I'm actually just going to cut these because that's something I can still do while my kids are sleeping. We'll see when they wake up. They'll probably wake up soon, but let's do that. Let's cut these and hope I don't ruin it. Okay, my kids just woke up, but I'm just going to try this on real quick and see how it feels with the new armholes. Oh yeah, okay. That feels good because this is like a pretty bulky sweater. I wouldn't be wearing it with something this bulky, so I think there is enough. Like, obviously it looks really tight on this, but if I was wearing just like a regular sweater or shirt, I think it would be fine. So that's the update. I'll catch ya later. Okay, hello. We are finally at the sewing stage. So I did prep all of my bias tape pieces. I realized that I had to like take off this batting in order to like really make it work and get the lines to be like as crisp as I needed them to be. So all we have to do is sew on now, which I think I really didn't even check to see if these would be long enough. Let's see. I'm gonna sew these together just in case, and then the next step I'm just gonna do like just 1 stitch around the edge just to like really make sure that it is secure, and then we can put the bias tape on and then we're done. It took me a little longer to sew the bias pieces together than I thought. I don't know why. I was kind of struggling. But I got it now, so it's really long. I'm not gonna need it to be this long. It's long enough now. I don't know. You guys, I don't know. I've actually never sewn with bias tape before. This is a first time thing for me, so I'm learning. So this isn't a tutorial. I probably already said that because I say it in all of my DIY videos because I'm such a chaotic crafter, but this is not a tutorial. If I do something wrong, I'm learning, okay? This, it looks okay on this side. On this, I don't know if you can see. I don't really know what happened there. Hopefully once it's on, it will look fine. I'm just learning. I'm learning. I'm a beginner. It's okay to make mistakes. It's not the end of the world, and it's still will look cute. Also, it will be around my arms. So, like, that is in the back where you can see it a little bit more, but I don't think it's horrible. It's not horrible. It's not my favorite. It looks all right. I'm gonna do the other side now, and hopefully I'll do better at it, and then I'll check in with you, and we'll try it on, and we'll see if it turned out good or if it turned out like trash. Okay, moment of truth. How does it look on? Okay, I feel like it's pretty cute. I do think my stitching isn't the best, but I don't think anyone will ever notice that. And that's what I try to remind myself. How does this side look? This side's going to be a little more revealing because it's the yellow side, so the blue stands out a lot more. I think it still looks pretty cute. This is what the back looks like. So, boom! We successfully turned this jacket into a vest. I think it's really cute. It doesn't look like buttoned up. Let's just see. Let's just try it out. Okay, I don't love it buttoned up. Maybe one button. One button is cute, I think. Just gives you a little bit, but not too much. Doesn't make anything weird. I think one button is cute. But yeah, so thank you for being here. I think it turned out okay in the end. I will not lie. After I did the first side, I was feeling pretty sad, and I was like, I totally just ruined this, and it's gonna look so bad on me, and everyone is gonna look at me and be like, you're an idiot and you did such a bad job. And then I was like, that's stupid, because no one will ever notice the stitching on this vest. Somebody might look at me and say, oh, that's a nice vest, cute. Or they might say, she kind of looks like a grandma in that. Which is fine, because I love looking like a grandma. Grandma core is my way of life, okay? So moral of the story is, learn new things and try hard things, and even if it's not perfect because it's the first time that you ever did it and you're learning, that's okay, because you are learning something new. And you should always learn something new and try your hardest, and don't let having to learn something hold you back from doing a project that you want to do. Boom. There's my vest. I'm out.